Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Bad Batch Season 2. The trailer just dropped. It's super awesome. I'm excited. I can't even English today. And it reminded me of the old, really great cartoons I watched in the 90s. Whether it was the X-Men, whether it was the Ninja Turtles towards the end, whether it was, Batman, the animated series. You see that there are consequences, and that sometimes choices aren't easy, and that even if you choose the right choice, it may not always turn out the way you want it to. Now, good storytelling can wrap that up in a way that's entertaining, funny, can have those serious moments, which we saw in the trailer that it did, and the fact that they've mentioned now more and more clones are beginning to question. So I like the transition from, all of us older Star Wars fans knew that Palpatine phased out the clones. And in season 1 of The Bad Batch, they talked about that. However, now we're getting to the why he decided to do it. I mean, you go from the clones, which are farly superior and supposedly easier to control. Now you transition to stormtroopers, which are humans, and they're not as good. Unless you're talking about dark troopers, which that's a whole other thing entirely. But let's get into the Bad Batch. I love that they brought back all the original ones, and that they're really starting to push into, we want to do more. It's not just about survival now. It's about we have a cause. And these are warriors. Warriors need great causes. And so they now have it. Of course, Omega, Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, Tech, they're all back. And it's going to premiere January 4th. You know your boy's watching it. Yes, I'm a grown-ass man watching Star Wars. You got a problem with it? Too bad. Too bad. But I love the imagery here. Okay? You've got all the warriors. You got the clone fighters. You got Omega here. She's aged a little bit, which is good. Because being in that kind of environment will age you. It'll make you look harder. It'll make you look seasoned. That's why you can tell someone who's, 26 years old, who's lived a hard life or who's seen some shit, versus someone who's kind of been coddled. The 26, even though they're both 26, the one who's had a harder life, you can tell that they're hard. Season 2 debuts, viewer will find that months have passed since the events of Kamino that brought Season 1 to a thrilling conclusion. Of course, Clone Force 99 continues to navigate the Empire after the fall of the Republic. The Batch will cross paths with friends and foes alike, both new and familiar. And that's the thing about shows like this. And you could even say Tales of the Jedi. You can introduce characters real quick and see if people want them. See if they're excited about them. And then if they are, okay, well, make something better from it. And I thoroughly enjoy Dave Filoni really taking control of this and saying, hey, y'all, we're going to do this the right way. From what I understand, he's had complete control. So you've got D. Bradley Baker. He's coming back. He voices the whole batch. You've got Michelle Ang, who is, of course, the voice of Omega. And, of course, Rhea Perlman, who I grew up watching Cheers. Okay? I grew up watching her and stuff. She's short. She's a firecracker. She's sassy. And I love the fact that she's this larger-than-life character who's basically telling these people, hey, you're going to do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it. And, of course, Wanda Sykes is there. She's back. well, she's a new character, but I've always liked her and stuff because she always brings that kind of southern sassiness that she'll call you out on your crap, and it's funny when she does it. Now, of course, the trailer's going to be here. I can't show it because whenever you do, Disney gets mad at you. But I highly suggest you watch it. It got me. I was more excited about this cartoon than I was about Andor. Again, me and Andor just didn't get along for reasons. But if you liked Andor, that's great. See, that's the great thing about Star Wars. Is everybody can find something they like. Okay? Whether it's the prequels, the sequels, the originals, whether it's the books, whether it's, you know, the cartoons, whether it's the live action stuff, there's something for everybody. And that's what George Lucas wanted. He wanted something for everybody. You want to be a Jedi, be a Jedi. You want to be, you know, a swashbuckling kind of rogue character, be a rogue character. You want to be the tough as nails, #Lady Boss, we got those too. You kind of like the anti-heroes, like the Boba Fetts and the Bounty Hunters, we got those. You kind of like the villains who are kind of understandable, we got them too. And that's one thing I love about great storytelling, is anybody can watch it or read it or listen to it and be able to relate to a character, whoever that character is. But I'm super excited about the Bad Batch, okay? Super excited. Now, of course, you've got executive producer Dave Filoni coming back, showing up and saying, hey, this is mine. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy was really involved in it, because during this time she was handling Indiana Jones, which that's a whole nother kettle of fish. But it premieres January 4th. I'm going to be watching it. You're going to get my analysis of it. You know, what I thought. I'm going to start rewatching season 1 to get prepared. My wife is giggling in the background that I'm a grown-ass man watching cartoons. But I'm excited, okay? I'm super excited. Here are the dates. We've got January 4th, the 11th, the 18th, the 25th, February 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd. We've got March 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, all before we get some Mando. So I love the fact that they have, 15 episodes. Well, technically 16, because you've got, episode 201 and 202 coming together. Now, one of the things I'm interested in is to see, because, at the end of season 1, we saw one of the cloners from Kamino go to Mount Tantus. So is Mount Tantus going to become a thing? Now, in Legends, it had a huge chunk of its mythos tied up in Palpatine, Vader, what happened to Luke's hand and his lightsaber, Mara Jade, Thrawn, the Nagari. I mean, so many of these things that are really coming to a head this year. Thrawn's going to be live action this year. Will he have a Nagari bodyguard? Will we go to Mount Tantus? Will we see more cloning? Because again, cloning was a big thing for Palpatine. However you feel about the sequels, Palpatine did clone himself and come back as a much younger Palpatine, which I think they should have done in the sequels, but whatever. And they cloned a couple of Jedi too. So let me know how y'all feel in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And are you excited for the Bad Batch? Let me know. And I'll see y'all in the next one.